Hi! We know I'm not much into intros, so we're just going to hop right into it. I am doing a WIP parade today. The first two finishes I have were done kind of going into the new year, so I'm going to count them as finishes for 2025. First one is this stinking cute thing. Out of this just cross stitch one, which is the February 2023. This was super easy to stitch. I got to where I like doing a few Valentine stitches because my son is really getting into just seasons and holidays in general, and he loves hearts and purple and pink and red and, you know, just things like that. So I did this. I started this last year and then finished it. And the same thing, I'm going to finish it FFO it the same way I did this one. This fabric is, I'm sure, 14 count. Picture this plus. I'm not sure what the color is called. It's very purple and it's not showing up super purple. Is it? Nope, it's not. Okay. However, so that was my first little finish. Trying to get better at FFOing things, but I'm not real good at it, not real consistent with most things. Next one, I finished this going into the new year, and I'll put up a picture of this. I love stitching this. I had this kitted up, so it's all called for fabric and floss and stuff. I had this kitted up at a cross stitch store on my travels sometime last year, and I really like doing that. I like taking a pattern and when I'm traveling and going into a cross stitch store and just have them kit it all up. You know, it gives them my business and it gives me a focus, you know. Otherwise I just go in there and spend a bunch of money. Well, that's a bad thing, but it is for me. Anyway, this was really fun to stitch. So I got that done. I actually FFO'd this and hated it. So I've un-FFO'd it. That's why it's all crazy looking. I just need to figure that out. This one I finished the first week of January. And this is a pattern borrowed from my friend. I don't know if she wants me to say who she is or not. This is Patriotic Quaker by Primrose Cottage. This is just my working copy. This is going to be destroyed, of course, but actually this is just the cover anyway. It's not even the pattern. But this was really, really, really fun to stitch. She let me borrow it, and then I started it, and I couldn't remember why I stopped and didn't finish it until I picked it up to finish it, so I can get it back to her, and realized that I picked up colors, because I just picked up a red, white, and blue. And I had a really pretty overdyed on a bobbin in a blue. And it was a mystery. I don't know what it was. I just had a little bit of it left. And I was like, oh, well, this is teeny. Surely I'll have enough. Well, I didn't. So I agonized over what to do until I finally just found more mystery overdyed little bit of floss blue to use, and it was close enough. And wow, that looks really pretty on camera, but all in all, when it's all done, it looks great. I love it. And I mean, I know that the blues are different, so I don't mind pointing it out. So all of this is one blue, and then here down is a different blue. But they're both overdyed. You can tell pretty well right here between these two, right there. But I think it looks really, really nice. And I loved this fabric. This is 32 count linen, color Mocha by Weeks Dye Works. There's a little tag for it. And I love it. I love it so much that I'm trying to figure out what I want to stitch on the other half of it. I really like how the patriotic stuff looks on it, so I might do another patriotic one on there. So there's that finish. Really proud of that one. I persevered, you know. Next. Oop. Of course I dropped stuff. Of course I dropped stuff. Hold on. Okay, so the next one, I finished this a while back and found the most perfect frame ever for it at the thrift store. I'll show that to you. I've shown this before, but it's, you know, been a while. So hold on a second, let me get it. Okay, this is why I need to FFO things quicker than I am. I already have a blank scratch on the glass of this, but so I found this frame and it was perfect for this. Oh, look how good that looks. So I've had all this for quite a while. All right. But what I wanted to do to take up some of the space, at least on the bottom, is add the year and maybe, well, I can't see you if I do that. Add the year and maybe, you know, Arizona trip, because this, I got this when we were in Arizona, on our baby moon when I was barely pregnant with Lucas. Here, I even wear my little sweatshirt. So I need to just finish this up. It's taken me forever to get the sizing right. I'm not real good at charting things myself, so it takes me a while before I can get to it. But I loved stitching this too. And I've shown this in my videos quite a while because it took me a while to finish it. But once I got, you know, a good setup, it was really easy to finish. I really, really like it. So, I need to get that FFO'd. I guess we're going into the FFO, finish FFO quadrant. Right now, I have nowhere to put this stuff. This room is a wreck. And it's my fault, but whatever. Okay. There's that one. Oh, so this is finished enough. Another Valentine's. I started this last year around the same time and worked on it for a little bit and then just put it away because it's hard to work on Valentine's stuff after Valentine's Day. So, but it's really cute, and I say it's an almost finished because I ran out. You can tell the heart is not finished. And I'm missing a white stitch right there, but I ran out of this light pink color. Luckily, and I usually don't do this, I wrote down the colors that I used. I never do that. And that's another thing I'm going to start doing this year. That's one of my goals this year. I don't want to like get crazy about tracking stuff or have a schedule. It's just not my thing. Let's talk about that in a little bit. Let's put a pin in that. Okay, so here's this. So cute. And I think this is the exact same fabric. I'm pretty sure it is. I just happened to have it. I was very excited. 28 count linen is what mine is. I don't even have it now. Of course I don't. Why would I have that available to show you? Okay, well, anyway, so I actually wrote down the colors that I used because I did change the colors out just based on what I had. And so I know that that light pink, I used 818. So I found some more in my stash, so I'll get to finish this up. I would have already had this done. That was my plan, was to already have this completely, like this part in it, before I did the video. But I've been stitching so much lately, and on my phone so much, that I have like trigger finger, you know, where it like, from doing, you know, scrolling and doing this kind of thing. So my wrist hurts, and then I have like trigger finger. So I'm not stitching any this week. Taking a break from all that. I'm taking a break from being on my phone because this weekend I'm going on my solo weekend trip. So this will be my third year, fourth year, third or fourth year. And my husband takes a solo weekend trip too. And then we, of course, take a couple different family vacations and trips together throughout the year. Excuse me. That was like a hiccup situation going on. Hold on a second, let me drink something. So my weekend trip is coming up, and I want to save my hands so that I can stitch, because I go to an Airbnb usually 2 or 3 hours away, and I do whatever I want to for a weekend. So it's usually just 2 nights. It's Friday and Saturday night. And I usually go thrifting, I sit and stitch a lot, or I take a lot of fabric on my sewing machine and I sew, and I work on quilts, just whatever I want to do. Last year, apparently, I was more tired just overall from having a tiny toddler than I realized, and so I slept a lot and didn't get anything done. But that's okay. So this year I'm prepared. I am taking 1 cross stitch piece because I want to do, I'm not taking any sewing stuff. I'm not taking any other projects. Am I? Oh, I'm taking knitting. I'm taking a knitting top that I've been trying to work on for 1,000 years. So I'm taking a knitting project and 1 cross stitch, well, 1 cross stitch project. I'll show that in just a second. It's a WIP, probably my oldest, one of my oldest WIPs. Because something I'm trying to do this year is get these older projects done and out of the way so I can not feel guilty for starting new things. So yes, so I'm not stitching any this week to save my hands. Hopefully they will get better before Friday. So that's why this is not completely done, even though it's like 6 stitches, because I want to save my stitching fingers. Okay, showed that. This, I didn't stitch this. I bought it in the thrift store. It was like $1. It wasn't like $1. It was $1. It was 99 cents. And all I need to do, and I found a frame for it, all I need to do is lace the back and put it in the frame. And I can't seem to find the time or energy or interest in doing that. I even have the blame needle and everything. I guess because I've never done that, I'm not very good at it. So I don't know what I'm doing. So it just kind of sits. But I need to get this up because this matches my house. It's pretty much how I do my house all the time. Kind of like fall woodland kind of deal all the time. So hopefully in showing that I will get off my butt and get that done. What else? Looking around. Okay, I think we're into the WIPs now. So like I just mentioned, my goals for this year 2025 is to finish up some of these old WIPs, so that I can start new things, and so that I want to find a better balance with my cross stitch specifically. I have a pretty good balance with quilting, so I kind of want to incorporate that into cross stitching. It's harder to do that because quilts take up a whole lot of room, so you can only work on, I can only work on so many at a time, so I work on one quilt at a time. Now I do like to cut up fabric for 2 or 3 quilts and put them in their own little bins, but I only work on one quilt at a time. So, and I'm kind of getting a backlog from doing that. So I have one that is like ready to finish, and so the quilt top is done, and then I have 2 more. So anyway, circle back around. It's harder to do that with cross stitch because one, cross stitch doesn't take up as much room, so you can have a whole lot more going on. And it's just a constant influx of new patterns or finding things at thrift stores that I want to stitch and that kind of thing. It's just a constant influx of that, and I can't keep up, and I don't want to keep up anymore. It's exhausting. So it takes the fun out of it for me. And then I feel guilty because I have all these WIPs already, and I know that doesn't bother a lot of people, but it bothers me. So I'm doing, you know, WIP be gone, WIP down, whatever. I don't follow any of those challenges or anything. I like listening and watching people's floss tubes that do partake in those, but it's just too much structure for me. I can't create with structure. But something I do want to start doing is more videos so that I can, you know, visually see my progress. And 2, tracking. Not crazy tracking. I have here in the last year been stitching pretty much solely on using paper patterns, and if they're online, then I print them out. So, and stitch that way. I'm just preferring that right now. So I don't feel the need to track my stitches or anything like that. But I do like hearing people's stats when they do a WIP parade, and I would like to have some kind of stats to share. So I have this little notebook, and it is going to be just kind of my tracker planner. So this is a list of quilts that I want to do this year. And then I have like a list of my to be started projects and that kind of thing. It's very willy-nilly right now. I'm just trying to get it in the habit of writing things down, basically. Because just like with this project, if I hadn't have written down what colors I used, I would not be able to match that pink, or it would be really, really hard to and annoying. And all I gotta do is write it down. It just takes a second. So I want to start tracking. So here's my, is this up to date? Yeah, because I haven't been stitching. So, yeah. So here's what my little tracker looks like. And the F is for finish, so that's the day that I finished it. And I'm going more monogamous so that I can really, of course it's easy to go monogamous right now because a lot of my WIPs doesn't require a whole lot. But I'm about to get into WIPs that have just barely been started. So that'll be different. But, so tracking, just like this, just like daily that I stitched on this day, and then if I finished it, I put an F. You know, in what project it is. And then also I want to do project cards. I want all of my projects to have their own dedicated card and go maybe in like one of those photo boxes. I just think it'd be really neat to have, you know, written down stats of everything I've completed in a year, you know, and things that'll roll into the next year, and all the information is there, you know, already. So this is a quilt project tracker that I printed out for free on the allpeoplequilt.com. I'm just trying to get a feel for how I want that to work for me. So, but yeah, so project tracker, project card for all of my projects, and then a little daily tracker for my stitches. And I think that's all I'll focus on. I don't want to mess with stitch count or anything super crazy. So I think that's going to work for me for right now. Alright, what else do we have? I think we're into regular whips now. So these are what I'm calling active whips. So all of my active whips. I really don't have that many. I'm talking like I have just, you know, 50 whips. I don't. And that's totally fine if you do. I'm actually a little jealous of people that can switch out their projects so frequently and never get anything done. Apparently I want to see it done and in my house or being used or displayed kind of cross stitcher. Same with quilts. I want to get them done and get them being used. But knitting, apparently knitting, I knit on one thing, and I just enjoy the process of knitting. I was thinking about this the other day, because I hear people on their Flosstube say, you know, how they just enjoy stitching and they don't care to ever have it done. And I'm like, what? I just don't get that. And then it clicked in my head. I'm like that with knitting. So knitting, I can just knit. I don't care if I ever finish it. I have a pink top that I'm knitting on for years. I don't care to finish it. But because of that, I only have 3, 1, 2, 3, including that one. So 2 other yarn, sweater quantities of yarn to do other sweaters or tops or whatever. That's it. That's all the yarn I have these days. So I'm like that with knitting. So I get it now. People that are like that with cross stitching. And I'm kind of glad I'm not like that. Or maybe I would, I don't know. It's not how I am. So whatever. Circle back around. So yes, I like to have things finished. I like to finish my cross stitch things and get them FFO'd and displayed. Or at least finished. I don't know that I care to have most of them FFO'd. If I did, then I would have a bunch more on my walls than I do. But that's a talk for another day. So, active whips are things that I will be finishing in this year, or having a very specific goal for it. If it's, because there are a couple on here that are super big. So like I said, I'm not doing a rotation, I'm not doing a schedule, I'm going more monogamous, really. So, like let's see here, what's a good example? So, you know, I've finished a patriotic, okay, so here's a good example. This is the extent of my scheduling and rotation. Now I can't even find it, of course. Blah, 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 blah. The little patriotic Quaker that I just showed you. Where is it? Oh. Here it is. Okay, so this patriotic that I just finished. And I like stitching patriotic. I will stitch patriotic and Christmas all year long. I just like them the best. So, you know, this one that I just finished, that is not going the right way. There we go. That, so, and I have a patriotic WIP that I'm gonna put in its place. And I bet you want to know what that is, don't you? Well, I'm gonna tell you. Okay. It is Liberty. I call it Liberty Eagle, but it's Liberty, and it's an eagle. I love this, and I would keep this up all year long. It's so pretty. This is from August 2021. Just cross stitch. Whoops. Just cross stitch. And I am doing it on, I think it's the called for fabric, just accidental, because I just happen to have it. Yeah, it calls for 28 count black Jobelin. I just happen to have black Jobelin from a previous failed stitchy attempt, but I haven't touched this in forever. So I want to get this done, so this will be the next one to get done. That's active WIP number 1. And another example of why I need to be tracking and get a little more organized is things got so convoluted because I'm so unorganized with things that this is how the floss is in this bag. I don't know what goes to what. It's all in here, and I'm pretty sure some of this floss goes to, I don't have that many things in here. Why can't I find my stuff? Very long. Okay. I'm pretty sure some of the floss from this also goes to this project. This is probably my oldest WIP. It's really cute, and there's like nothing to it to get it done, and I need to just finish it. But now it's been so long, and I'm so unorganized with my floss, I don't know which one of these browns I used. So I think I'm gonna have to take the gingerbread out and re-stitch him in a different brown, because I don't know. But this is, I'm pretty sure this is 7 count. It might be 10 count. 7 or 10 count. You know, I got a bunch of it. You know, I could show you the pattern. So this is gingerbread. It comes with some beads. And it's fabric called for is 28 count Jobelin in coffee, but I really wanted to make it jumbo and kind of crazy looking, so I love him oversized. I still like stitching some things oversized like that on 7 or 10 count. I just think it's so fun. So I'll have to figure all that out. I guess I need to put all these together, don't I? So if I start tracking things and writing things down a little bit better, you know, if everything has a project card, then it's going to have the colors and stuff on there already. Oh! Told you this room was full. What a disaster. Hold on. Okay, next up is the projects, whatever, that I'm taking with me to my solo weekend. to do a 24 hours of cross stitch marathon kind of thing, stitching marathon. I've never been able to do one of those, which is funny now because my son is old enough to where I can stay up, and I usually do. I stay up to like midnight most nights, either stitching or not stitching, watching something. So I could probably easily, and then he gets up about 7. I could easily do a marathon at home, but whatever. Okay, so so this is 3 WIPs on the same fabric. This is 28 count. I'll have to put it sage something something Lugana. So there are 3 on here. Here is Tree Topper Santa, Patches Santa, the frame is done, and ABC Tree, Christmas tree. So I've started these at different times, and I want to take these and get one of them done this weekend. I will come back home and I will have probably Tree Topper done, because again, I'm not tracking things or writing things down, and so all the floss that I had for Christmas patches I can't find, so I'm gonna have to re-kit it up and dig through all of my crazy floss. So, but I got the frame done. So cute. But that's a lot of stitching for me, so I don't expect to have that done this weekend. I don't know that I'll even touch it, but we'll see. You know, it's on the same piece of fabric, so I like to at least put some kind of stitches in it. Even if I just do, I could just go ahead and do finish up the frame with the berries and I could do that. You know, finish up the little berries and branches or whatever that's supposed to be. Holly, I don't know. I could do that. But I think more than likely, knowing me, as I do, I will probably focus on what I'm calling Tree Topper Santa. The first one I started, there's that one. I started 2 of these at the same time, actually. Okay, there he is. He's so cute. So cute. I think I know myself, and because he's kind of been a WIP for a long time, I kind of want to get him done. And I actually stitched on him a lot in November and December. So, it's so fun. So we'll see what he looks like when I come back. And then the other one on here, I think I started it about the same time. And it's kind of my new thing I've been doing. I like having a big piece of fabric, and I have a lot of large pieces of fabric, half a yard, I don't know what they call these, half yards, I guess. And I like doing a bunch of different projects on one fabric at the same time. So, and then the third one that's on here, I just had it, here it is. Is this. I'll show you the book in a second. So cute. And really not that difficult. So story with this one, again, because I'm not writing things down or anything, I had to put this one down because whatever brown I started using for the branches, I can't find. I don't know what it is. I tried and tried and tried and tried for months and months and just exhausted myself trying to find it. And so I was like, well, I'll just move on and kind of stitch on some of this other stuff. Well, it's just all falling apart. I'm like, you know what? At least I still have I know what the variegated stuff is that I'm doing the letters in. So I think what I'm going to finally do, and I'll probably do it this weekend, I'm going to restart this. I'm going to restart it, take all it out, and pick out my colors again completely and restart it. So maybe that's what the goal will be this weekend. Restart this. Finish the Patches Santa frame, little berries and stuff. That'll be a good kind of progress shown on that. And either finish him, whoop, that's the back. You can tell how messy my backs are, don't care. And either finish him or get him really damn close. So, because I have a feeling, as much as I love stitching on Christmas all year long, I do have a side eye for some spring charts that's coming up. So I think, and what I'm trying to say is that I think this weekend will be my last time messing with these for a while until the Christmas bug starts up again, usually for me in July. I'll do like a Jolly July, and then I just kind of keep working on it. So I pretty much work on Christmas stuff from July to about February. So that's most of the year. Okay, so I'm excited to take this with me. I got a lot of re-kitting up to do for them, but it's my own fault. So, did I show you the book? I don't think I did. Okay, it's this one. I love it. It's got a really cute nativity scene. You can kind of see some of them on the cover here. I love this book. I love these kind of books in general. Case in point, I watched Mama Loves You GB. Is that her name? Her name's Michelle, like mine. I know that. And she showed a bunch of Santa stitches, and man, I love stitching Santa. And she showed a bunch of these kind of books like this. And I proceeded, after watching that, I proceeded to find them all on thrift books, and I bought like 4 or 5 of them. I'll do like a flip through of those. That'd be fun. I was going to show you this nativity thing if I can find the regular picture for it. I'm not real big into religious stitching in general, but something about nativity stitching is just, Michelle McGraw did hers, and ever since then I've just been like really wanting to stitch a nativity. Chaos. Okay, here it is. Isn't it pretty? So pretty. So pretty. The only thing that's my hiccup on this are the 3, are they the wise men? Yeah, the 3 wise men here. The coloring of them, I'm a little apprehensive, but that's an easy fix. You just start with the big one with Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus, and then actually I thought of starting with one of the shepherds. So there's a kneeling shepherd and a standing shepherd. I thought about starting with one of those and working, do the big one, and then see how the wise men look. Because, to be honest, I mean, I get, you know, purple is royalty, and so I guess that's why you see a lot of that kind of thing in purple. But the angel up there is so cute. but I'm not real sure about that coloring. But all in all, gorgeous. Okay, more whips, more active whips. You can tell I could talk about Christmas cross stitching all the time. Next, okay, another old whip that just needs to be done. I'm kind of to the point with this one. I'll have to put a picture because it's a PDF. Kind of at the point with this one that I feel like I've done too much on it to UFO it. It's a really simple stitch. I'm just not in love with it anymore. I love the fabric that I chose. And of all the like Salem type stitching, I like this one because it's just nice and simple. But, so I've decided that it just needs to be done. So I actually worked on this and the Valentine Panda chart at the same time last year. So I want to get this done, if only to free up this fabric so I can use it the other half for something else, you know? So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm like, okay, well, if you finish this, then you can use up that fabric for something else. So I do love the fabric. That's, looks to be a 28 count Lugana by Stitch Me, I'm sure. Just beautiful. Isn't that pretty? So I need to get this done, which is tough because I'm kind of over it. All right, next one. This is a super easy one. And I kind of made the mistake of starting it when my dad was in the hospital. He's fine now. But, so I have like negatives, not negative, but because he's fine. But stressful, I guess. I associate this with stress. Isn't that kind of defeats the purpose of cross stitch? But it's really cute. So I really want to get this done. And I'm hoping maybe after I get it done and FFO'd, it won't give me stressful thoughts of how stressed I was. But look how cute it is. So cute. Now this is my first and one and only project where I'm doing 1/1. And I'm using Stitch Me silks on it. And I'm doing 1/1. I'm sure this fabric is, I'm not sure what this fabric is. It might be 32 count. But I love this. I really do want to get this finished. So those are the two kind of oldest ones that kind of stick out in my mind. I would love to get these done. It really wouldn't take that much. This one is kind of another one like the Salem house. And I hate to even say this because, okay. So I am a Gilmore Girls fan, right? I watched it when it was on TV religiously. So I watched it when it was on TV religiously, and then watched the reruns, and I've seen it a lot. I've rewatched it a lot. And then here recently, actually back in August, when we did our big yard sale trip, I found the entire series on DVD for $1 a piece. So I bought all 7 seasons for $7. And so I've just recently started rewatching them on the DVD. So, but I've had this for quite a while, and I really like it, but I'm just not real drawn to working on it. But there's not much to it, so I need to just stitch it and be done with it. And what's funny is that I'm almost done with rewatching Gilmore Girls. I've stopped because I haven't been stitching on this. Why haven't I been stitching on this when I was watching Gilmore Girls? Why? I don't know. I was stitching on Christmas. But anyway, so this is Dirty Teacup linen, 28 count, I'm sure. And this is my little pitiful start. I took it on a trip, and this is all I did. I don't even know which way it goes, but I started in the middle. That's it. That's all I have. There's really not that much to it, so I really need to get this done, but I kind of want to be watching Gilmore Girls while I stitch on it. I'm hoping that will help. So, I don't know. There it is. Next, this is really fun to stitch on. Again, it wouldn't take that much. I just need to actually work on it. And I'm using the Stitch Me silks on it too. It is a little Halloween alphabet sampler on dark fabric. And I like how they have it finished as a bag. I would want to do that. Excuse me, I would want to do that too. And so this is dark blue, maybe 16 count Ada? Maybe 18 count, I'm not sure. Maybe 16. Here's my start. And here's the variegated silk I'm using. Again, I just need to get to it. It'd be really cute all finished up, you know. And I like this chart because it's humongous. Like, you open it up and the other side is the chart. It's pretty cool. I like it when they're real big. Excuse me. You can tell I'm out of practice of doing videos. My throat doesn't know what to do. Okay. Coming up to the end here. Can you believe it? Okay, there's Liberty. Oh. This is another one. There's no way I'm going to get this done this year, but I need to be working on it. I'll put up a picture. And I didn't realize that this pattern was not cheap. So I really need to be working on it. So my thought was, I have this tea towel that goes with my house decor and things. We have a lot of vintage antique kind of things in the house, and we do a lot of these colors and stuff. So this would look really good in the house. And then I saw that pattern and I was like, I should do that pattern as kind of a companion piece to this tea towel. And so I picked out, this has been forever ago, I picked out some fabric. This looks to be just like a cream Lugana, 28 count, I'm sure. To stitch it on, that would hopefully, yeah, it looks to be about the same color as the background, right? How's that? Here's my little bitty start. This has been sitting for a year plus. At the time I started this, I was not into the monochromatic, really big style sampler kind of things, but now I'm really getting into those. So, you know, it just shows you that, you know, your style changes. Okay, and so the floss I picked out for that matches this, and I'm not real sure. I think my idea was to do like the big outside border in black, and so maybe focus on that this year, see if I can get that done. And then maybe the in-between borders, the smaller ones, or maybe all the borders in black, most of it in black, and then just kind of pick up these two colors and use them in, you know, random spots on the sampler, maybe. Well, I figure that out, but if I never stitch on it, then I'm really never going to figure it out. So, I need to get to that one, so I can get that all done, because I would really like to see that up in the living room. It would look really nice. Okay, one left. Told you I didn't have that many active whips. Those are just the whips. I just need to get them done, or at least really good progress, so I can start other things. So, last one is a big one. It was way over ambitious for me, and so it has set. This is I don't know what it's actually called. I've been calling it 12 Santas, but it's Sue Hillis Designs. Yeah, Sue Hillis Designs, and, you know, 12 Santas. So, here's of all 12 of them. And I'm going to do them all on one piece of fabric. So, and this is, I want to say this is, well, I think it says tag on it actually. What are you? You are 32 count, Belfast linen, raw opalescent. Yes. Very, very pretty. It's got, you know, opalescent in it. So it's sparkly and it's almost green, which I really like. It's beautiful fabric. And I'm using well, at least for the frame. So that's where I'm focusing on. I want to, this year, by the end of this year, I'm not sure which way this goes. This is all I have done on it, just this little lines. I've never used sulky threads before, so it's kind of a learning curve for me. But this has been sitting for a year plus too. Doing them all on one piece of fabric, and I don't remember the orientation, so I'm gonna have to remember that. I don't know if I was gonna do, you know, 4 across and 3 down, or the other way, 3 across and 4 down. I want to say I was gonna do it this way, landscape. So I was gonna do 4 by 3, but I don't remember. But I really want to get at least the frames, even if it's not like the top part of the frames done, but at least get some kind of orientation down, you know, to where I can just pick it up and work on one of them. Because I don't know that I'm going to put them in this same order, because I don't like the 2 blue ones are right next to each other. So I think I want to space them out a little better. So there's 2 in blue and 2 with a blue vest. I kind of want to disperse them a little bit better. So I don't think there's really any rhyme or reason. It's just how she put the designs out. So, yeah, but I mean, I should be able to at least get the general red frames done. Oh, and I need to decide if I want to do the Snowflake Santa with a blue frame or not, because he's the only one with a blue frame. And if you're doing them all on one fabric, I feel like he'll stand out a lot. So, I don't know. So a few things to figure out, but it's been sitting and it really needs to get worked on. So, I think that's it. That's all the whips. That's all the active whips. All the things I'm wanting to work on for the year. I don't think it's too crazy. I am kind of bummed that I have to rest my fingers and my hands this week. and won't be able to get any stitching done before my trip, but that's okay. I think that's about it for this one. I will do probably a vlog for the weekend trip, and then when I come back, it'll be pretty much February, so I'll do kind of, you know, what I worked on and stuff. So, get used to seeing me. I'm really gonna try doing videos a lot more often. So, thanks if you hung around this long. See ya!